Hello again, this is Joe Roberts. I'm trying to get these things out pretty quickly just to get kind of into this interesting stuff, because this is what I really wanted to talk about in the first place. Right now I want to talk about this block right here, which is a frame motor. This is kind of interesting, mostly because it can turn into frameships. They're an interesting concept with a lot of potential. First, because they're awesome and you have a bloody airship and you're flying around. But second, because you have the ability to move machinery from point A to point B without actually picking it up and with a wrench and replacing it. It's a very interesting concept with amazing potential. I'll just explain the basics of frameship movement and then give you an example of a 6-axis frameship. So anyways, when you hit a frame motor with a redstone signal, it moves anything that's on the top of it. If you put a battery box here, moves the battery box. But it really shines because when you put a frame on there and move it, it will move anything that is attached to that frame, including other frames, and including anything like that. Now, anything that is attached with a panel will stick. It'll move it if it's attached to a panel, but anything that's attached with touching a cover will not stick. It'll slide. Panels stick, covers slide. That's important. Now, a motor will move anything that it's attached to, except frames that are attached to itself except on the top. Because the top is its moving surface. It'll move anything on the top. But if you had a frame, say, like this, and it had... Give me a sec here. See, that frame won't move anything because it's attached to the frames that it's trying to move. But if you did that, okay, well, it doesn't have power, but that's the basic concept. A frame motor will move anything except the frames that it's attached to, but it will move other frame motors, like so. So what you need to do is you need to make a frameship where you have one frame motor which moves another frame motor, and then the second frame motor which moves the ship. So, simple little setup like this. One frame motor, another frame motor. On the top, because this is going to move that guy over to here, and then this guy is going to move that one space forward. Make sure you have everything powered. Give me a sec here. Right now I'm actually playing in Feed the Beast, the Direwolf 20 pack, and in this pack, and in Tekkit Lite actually, blue electric batteries will preserve their charge when you move them. So you can't do this on SG Tekkit, you can't do this in Tekkit Classic, but you can do it in Tekkit Lite, pick up the battery boxes and actually move them with the charge. And then place a panel, red alloy wire, put it on the side there. That's important, because then when you put a lever here and pull that lever, then this will go forward and then immediately be hit by that redstone signal. Now I'm doing this on purpose, by the way. This is not going to work, but I'm doing this on purpose to illustrate a point. Pull the lever, and it leaves the battery box behind. That is because this battery box is not attached to the rest of the frameship by a frame. You have to have a frame attaching the battery box, otherwise you're just going to leave parts of your frameship behind, or if the battery box was, say, here, it would block the frameship from moving, so the frameship wouldn't go anywhere. Let's see here. I'll come back with an example of a 6-axis frameship to give you an idea of what's going on. And I'm back with a basic 6-axis frameship. This guy is relatively simple. You have 8, it's the same basic model as you have here. Like, this is a 1-axis frameship. It goes in one direction. You pull that, it goes. But if you repeat that pattern 4 times, then you end up with a configuration that looks somewhat like this. It's a 4-axis frameship. It goes horizontally in every direction. You pull the lever, the frameship goes. 4-axis frameships are pretty simple to set up. It's just 4 of them like that. Have the battery boxes powering the 2 of them adjacent to a direction. Not in that direction, but adjacent to the direction. And be careful when you're setting these things up so that you don't accidentally activate the frame motor next to the one that you intend to activate. The up and down are actually pretty similar. They're just against those frames instead of against the floor. Just place them just like that and you'll end up with up and down frame motors. Remember, these motors cannot be attached to the frames. They are only attached to the frame motors that they're right next to. And then just pull the lever. It activates the first frame motor, which moves the second frame motor, which then is activated by the lever and then moves the first frame motor and the entire frameship. And so it's a really simple setup. You have an entire 6-axis frameship. Just make sure that every individual piece is touching a frame, cover stick, panel slide, and it's straightforward enough. Here you have an awesome 6-axis frameship which goes everywhere.